and Banner Podcast. Brews and Banner Podcast. What up? Welcome to Brews and Banner Podcast. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, is the Legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
I was reading this weekend. Mama.
Nah, it doesn't taste like dirt.
My name is Lou Belgium, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wondering,
does Delaware have an actual culture? This is the podcast that we talk about beer, but we also talk about a lot of things that's happening in the world, politics, movies, anything really that comes to our mind while we're here sampling these brews. Grab a drink and pull up a chair.
Ooh, we love you, Brews and Banter Podcast.
What up? Welcome to Brewsing Banter Podcast, where the topic is the rockin' and the brew. Well, after the fuel. I'm your host, Rob G. With me, as always, the Legendary Brew Crew. What's going on, fellas?
That looked crazy for a minute. I'm like, maybe if I move over some. Hi.
Lou, you on mute, Lou.
Oh, my bad. Can y'all hear me now?
He don't want to be heard.
Yeah.
No, I definitely would like to be heard. Yo, I was just thinking. I was watching the intro. We've been a lot of places, and that was like 2 years ago. Like we've been a lot of places, man.
I was thinking I need to redo or add some.
Yeah.
Add some, but we'll see.
You think so?
Just so y'all know out
like,
there. Just so y'all know.
Sometimes I just be like, I've seen that like a million times.
Yeah, change it up.
Yeah.
I still like keep the one where you got us walking in Miami and you got me and Yoda walking behind you. That's like the dopest video. I don't know why, but I like that a lot. I don't know why. I like it.
Yo,
like
look like anything that looked like a music video or
yeah. Anything that looked like a 1990, it came from the 1990 R&B section of Best Buy. That's my shit right there.
If it looked like you could get it in the wall at the wall, it looked like
yeah, FYE. I go to the Wiz for mine. Last one. Sam Goody.
oh, goody.
Yeah.
Sam Goody.
Yeah.
Welcome to Brews and Banter Podcast. If this is your first time listening or watching, welcome. We're glad you can join us for our Brewsers and Brewsettes. Thanks for coming back for another episode of Brews and Banter Podcast, because we do have another great one for you this afternoon, this morning, this evening. And we're just going to jump right into it because we have, I guess, Mr. Beer Curator himself of Snallygaster, also the beer director of the Neighborhood Restaurant Group in Church Key. Let me bring in Greg Engert to the podcast.
Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. We're glad you can join us. Now, before we get into everything, we always like to know if you're drinking on something or what you're drinking on. So, what are we drinking today? Greg, I don't know if you're drinking on something because I didn't even ask you before we started.
Well, I know. I feel like unprepared now. And actually, it's funny. My dad is staying with us right now. My wife put the baby to bed, and I might have to ask him to grab me something. But what I would be drinking if I could get to the fridge is Weihenstephaner Hefeweizen. Amazing Weiss beer from the world's oldest continually operating brewery out of Freising, Germany. I think they've been around since 1040. Really delicious Weiss beer. And the thing I love about the Weihenstephaner is that it's like, Weiss beer can be more fruity or more clovey spicy, and the Weihenstephaner one tends to be a little bit more fruit forward for me. So I love that beer.
Weihenstephaner.
Go get it. Pause the podcast. Pause the show.
Hold on, right back. All right.
That was awesome. We about to get him. That is the man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shut up. Whoa, I got you.
Yeah, shout out to Pops.
You said it's been around since when? 1040?
1040.
1040, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean 1040?
Not the time.
1040.
Not the time.
Common era. Yeah. Like 1,000 years. Literally almost 1,000 years.
Yeah.
1040 is crazy.
What's the ABV on that beer?
It's probably like 5.5.
Okay.
Now, when you say 1040, is it the brewery or the actual that beer that you're drinking, that style, that flavor, the profile, all that?
Yeah, no, it's the brewery. So Weihenstephaner, like most of these kind of long-standing breweries, was a monastic brewery opened by, monks back in the Middle Ages. And so unlike many other monastic breweries, like it didn't, it's probably burned down 3 times and been rebuilt, but it's been continually operating on site. It's now, I think it's actually state run now by Bavaria, but they've been making beer for that long. I mean, the Weiss beer style as we have it today, like this, has probably only been around for a couple hundred years itself in the way that we have it now. But it's a crazy history to the brewery.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Monks be drinking.
Yeah.
I think they actually sold it to raise money for the monasteries. I think that's what they're really
exactly.
Was,
yeah,
right?
I mean, they were self-sufficient, but more than that, I mean, like they needed money to survive, and that's how they exist today. There's 6 Belgian breweries that are still monastically run and operated, like Chimay and Rochefort and stuff like that. But back in the old days, like the monasteries were the universities, they were the taverns and the hotels. Like they kind of controlled life in the Middle Ages, and they made the best beer. So they were the places that people went to get the great beer. So tons of history behind that.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. You drinking on something?
Yeah, I got from
I was about to drink that today.
the Juneteenth collaboration. It looks like it's from Shoehorn Brewing out of Belleville, Illinois. It's a collab with Experience. So shout out to Aunt Viv. And they just made this in honor of a hip hop group from the 90s. Anybody know who it is?
Salt and pepper.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. Congratulations. It's Salt and Pepper, but this is called Salt and Lime. Okay? So this is a...
You find every way to do Spinderella so bad. Like, Spinderella.
I was about to say, are we going to say Spinderella? She is.
Spinderella is there.
Yeah, she is there.
Well, I guess she's the N, right?
Yeah.
Is that what she's supposed to be? Is that
true?
Did you
I
make that up?
I
was about to say, wow, that is some breaking news. It is a big N. It is a really big N.
But this is Salt and Lime. So it's a blind ale with salt and lime. And it's very salty, very limey. The lime is, because like I could do lemon flavor stuff, but lime's a little different because it's a little bit more tart than a lemon is. But this tastes like a lime peel in here, like heavy lime peel.
Like zest or just
I bit into a lime peel, actually, not even the zest, like just actually the whole peel. Like I just chewed a piece of it.
So is it bitter then? Because
it is. Okay. It is. But the salt kind of kind of levels it out a little bit, but it's I mean, if you like lime, you're gonna love this. But I'm not a lime. I'm not a lime.
It doesn't sound like you like lime that much.
Yeah. Nah, like I like
you're not a lime eater. Is that what you said?
What happens is that when I use lime, I'll put it in like something like I put lime on my watermelon or something like that because there's a little sweetness to it. Yeah. So that's the only time I really use lime. Like I only like really put limes on. You know how people squeeze lime on their tacos? I'm not that guy. I know people like the acidity, but I'm not really that guy. But all in all, it's a good beer. It's definitely a good beer. I'm going to drink it. It's delicious, but I'm just not really a lime person. So I would probably just drink one of these.
Just have one.
Yeah.
Shout out the lemon juice and lime juice on watermelon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cheers.
I've never tried that.
Please do.
Yeah, please do. Especially that lemon.
Yeah, go buy lemon. Go buy some lemon juice and a watermelon tomorrow.
Yeah, change your life.
I don't think I ever tried that either.
What have you been doing?
Greg, text us by the end of the weekend. That's your homework. Your first homework assignment. It's early.
Watermelon season almost over, so you gotta.
Nah, he got time. That's what I said. He got to by the end of the week. He got to.
My daughter she's 6 and she loves watermelon too. So I'll get her involved in the experiment as well.
Yeah.
If you want to take it to even another level, try the lime and then put a little bit of honey on there. Next level.
Yes, sir. You know what? You know it's not bad. The mustard's not bad either. It's weird.
I
It's
tried
not
it.
bad.
I ain't like
It's not
it.
bad. It's not
I can't
bad.
do it.
Yeah,
I tried it. I ain't
gotta
like
get it. It did take me a couple days. Like I thought
Wait,
about it.
hold on. You say mustard
Yeah, just plain yellow
You
mustard
heard what he said. You heard what he said.
on watermelon?
Yes. There's a lot of different. There's a lot of
I
different
think
things.
it makes sense. Like all the acidity, like acidic foods play well with sweet juiciness like that. So it's all the same. Yeah.
And it's exactly like you don't even really taste that it's mustard. It's just it makes the watermelon taste different, but you don't really taste it.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's funny because I hated watermelon up until I put lemon on it, and then that's when I started eating watermelon.
There you go. It tastes totally good, but it don't taste like watermelon. It's like watermelon got something in this. Yeah.
You know, the other thing is like
it changes watermelon totally.
We're talking about like food pairings like that. Like acid and salt is really great too. Like that's why we typically do like oysters with like a mignonette. That like that acidic, like vinegary sauce on there. It's incredible too. So I mean, a bit like acidic things make everything better. Mustard, lime, lemon.
Yeah. If I could find it, Greg, I'm gonna find that reel. It's like 6 or 7 different watermelon combinations that they did. I only tried the lime juice and the mustard yet. The other one was a little too flamboyant. There's a lot going on.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. If I can find it, I'll send it over. For sure.
That's cool.
So what's the salt that they put the spicy? What's that? Tahini? That's good too.
Yeah, tahini. Tahini is good on strawberries. I like tahini on strawberries and pineapple. Not so much on. It's okay on watermelon, but not as much.
Only thing I don't like about tahini is that it's too salty for my taste.
Yeah, I get that.
But like what I will do is sprinkle a little bit of cayenne pepper on it. Wow.
Yeah, because that's the tahini without the salt. Yeah. Yep.
So good.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm not a fan of that though. I'd rather have
so good.
Give me that Tajin. Give me my Tajin.
We do margaritas with like tahini as like the rim rather than salt.
Yes.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
All right,
try some tahini. Now I don't got no water. I don't have anything but water, so I like to talk about Tajin and all these different fruits with seasonings that we could do for 2 more minutes. I'm calling it Tajin for like 3 years, and Angie, Undeniable Vixen, was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "You know that red stuff?" It's like, "Oh my gosh, brother, let me talk to you real quick. Don't say that no more. And do not say it out more or out loud. Keep that to yourself." Yeah,
that's funny.
But yeah, so Rob, what you drinking, Rob?
I got from Big Oyster Brewery here in Lewis, Delaware. It's called the Youngling. I don't know. You can't really. I guess it's like a play on England. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. That's smart.
I thought it was Youngin. I thought it was a playoff for Youngin.
No, because it's an American amber lager. That's why I'm like so much.
That's definitely it. You're definitely.
Wait, can they do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's called the Youngling. It's not called Yingling. It's called Youngling. I mean, because it is definitely a brown amber ale.
Man, that's the Big Mick, man. They got the big bags. They got the Big Mick.
Yeah, it's
Yinglings and the Younglings.
It's only 5% ABV. It's easy drinker. It's a nice. I mean, like I said, it's like a amber color. Some little toastiness to it. It's actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would because I'm not a big Yingling fan, and I used to be back in the day. But
yeah, we all used to be Yingling fans. Like that was like one of those
first craft beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember when I was in college. Wow, 25 years ago, a good buddy of mine was from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and so when he would come up to school, and his parents were cool. They would bring Yingling because you couldn't get it outside of PA back then.
Yep,
you know,
right.
it was crazy. And I think that the scarcity made it better than it was. Maybe I was 17 years old and like it was. Like, I'll take it. It's better than Busch Light or something. But yeah, I mean, I remember getting that. But I'll tell you guys something. Like I love the Yangling makes the Lord Chesterfield Ale. You ever see that around?
No.
It's great. It's like an old school kind of English style pale ale. It's got good hop character. It's really good. It punches above its weight, and it's it's inexpensive because it's Yangling. You know what I mean? So it's like so keep an eye out for that Lord Chesterfield Ale from Yangling. It's pretty tasty.
I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I see it, the black and tan.
I see black and tan. I see the Hershey Porter every once in a while, and the normal.
That's right. Yeah.
We could buy it in Delaware back in my college days. I was in college the same time as you, Greg, and we could buy it in college in Delaware.
Okay.
But that was it, and they would say it was craft beer, so it was different.
Well, technically, they say it's the oldest craft brewery.
Yeah. But they were saying it even before it became cool. It was when we were in college. They were saying oldest craft beer. This is craft beer.
Yeah, I mean, we used to get it.
And this is different than Michelob.
Exactly, and it was, and it is. I mean, it's definitely different flavor profile.
Yeah, you could definitely taste the difference. Yeah,
but it would be in like, I don't know if you remember this, Lou. Like it would be in like crates, like plastic crates.
Yes,
and the bottles were like had rings around the collar because they were so often recycled and reused. That added a bit of like mystique to it too. You
could bring them back to the bottle shop, or if you could get to the brewery, you could get them refilled at the brewery.
100%. Yeah,
that was back when you could walk into the brewery and be like, I want like any normal brewery that's just starting out now. You could just walk into them back in the late 90s and be like, hey, what's up, guys? We came 2 hours away. We want some beer.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Can you still do that or no?
I probably not. I haven't checked. Yeah.
I haven't checked. Yeah.
Once it was sold in Delaware, we never went back.
Yeah. There's no need at that point.
Yeah, I'm 21 and I want beer, and I didn't even like beer. So y'all want beer? I'm riding. Like, what we doing?
I didn't say, but pass me another on this young one.
Rob, Yoda, did you say?
He said he had one.
Just have one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know the ABV on this joint, to be honest.
No. What would you guess?
It's got to be like something like a 5 or something, 4.5. I give it a 5 though.
On the salt and lime.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody had. Well, most of us had. Well, you got water, so everybody has something to
water.
drink.
That's nature's.
We all got water.
Yeah. Yours are just 1/4.
Right.
And all right. So once again, we want to welcome Greg Engert to the podcast, and as they say, the proverbial floor is yours.
Well, thank you guys so much. I mean, I don't know where to get started. I'm psyched to be on the show. It's just so much fun to talk to people who love beer. And yeah, I guess, we have Snallygaster coming up, Washington, D.C., Saturday, October 11th, 2025. This is an event that we've been doing for 13 years now, which is crazy. And actually, the history goes even back beyond that. But it's, I know all y'all have been to it, and I'm so psyched to know that you're coming back this year. But like for people who may have not been, it is a spectacle in the best way. I mean, we worked so hard and so long to finally get the opportunity to be on Pennsylvania Avenue with the Capitol building as our backdrop. And so now we take over 4 city blocks. We have 175 brewers, 450 beers, 2 stages with live music and DJs, 30 food vendors. There's a kid zone. I mean, it's super family friendly. We have a maker's market, so you can do some shopping while you're there. We have a vinyl store that happens. I mean, it's just a great, great time. And for 13 years now, we've been hosting it to raise money for our nonprofit, which is called Arcadia, Center for Sustainable Food and Agriculture. It's based down in Alexandria, Virginia. And all the work that we do at Snallygaster and beyond allows us to fund this nonprofit, which is really important in the DC area. One of the things that this nonprofit does that's so cool is that Arcadia buys local food, local produce primarily, and then from local farms, organic farms and such, and then brings it into underserved neighborhoods that don't have access to this kind of food. And we're able, because as a nonprofit, to sell it at really affordable prices and to accept SNAP and other benefits and stuff like that. So the mission of this nonprofit is to get good food to great people and people that maybe don't have access. We also do a lot of kids educational summer camps and classes, and we train veterans who come back to be farmers once they're done working overseas. So yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, so you come to Washington, D.C. for a great weekend. It's always Columbus Day weekend, October 11th. Drink, be merry. We have great non-alcoholic opportunities. We have awesome wine and spirits and cocktails as well. And it all goes to a great cause.
That was the hospitality in him. He was like, non-alcoholic opportunities.
Well, yeah, there's something for everybody, because we have a lot of people who are like, I don't drink anymore, but this sounds fun. And we're like, yeah, come on in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why not? So what exactly do you do for the festival? Like, what's your part?
So, I'm the beverage director, and I'm one of the partners at Neighborhood Restaurant Group. We are a collection of 22 locations, mostly based in Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, Maryland, and then we have 3 locations in New Orleans, actually, including a brewery down there called Brewery St. X, which is awesome. Wow. And then we have Blue Jacket, our other brewery in D.C. So as a partner in the company, I'm involved with all things NRG, like overarching ops, but my focus is on running beverage and marketing. And so I oversee our beverage team, and we have amazing people on the team. Tim Liu and Bruno Simoes are the beer guys who really do so much with Snallygaster's beer and the beer ops, soup to nuts at the festival. And I work with them, I oversee them. But then, our wine director, Aaron Dudley, and our spirits director, Nick Farrell, they're involved because we're pouring amazing wines and cocktails and spirits, and then overseeing the marketing team. So this is a project that I grew way back when, like going back to 2007, actually, where I was doing everything. Mm-hmm. We've been lucky to expand it and have a team. It's 8,000 people come to this thing now. So it's like, it's a big event. And I think about management, you find fantastic, talented people, you put them in the driver's seat, and in a perfect world, they're better at their job than you are. Right. Mm-hmm. And I help them. I try to help them do what they need to do, and try to make them as successful as possible. And I'm able to do that with this team. So, that's kind of how I'm involved.
Mm-hmm. Now you said it's been going on 13 years, but it also had history before that. Like, what was the history before that?
Yeah, this is a really funny story. You guys will love it. So we go back. So I was talking about college earlier. Like I went to school. I thought I was going to be an English professor. So I went to school.
I see it.
I see that.
Professor. He does have the voice of projection.
But I went to school at Middlebury College of Vermont. It's a small school up there, really great school. And then I went to Georgetown for grad school. That's how I ended up in DC. And I thought I was going to be an English professor, but I started to sour on it a couple of years in. And at the time, I really, I didn't really know what I was going to do if I wasn't going to do that. And a buddy of mine I went to college with was an actor in DC, and so therefore he was bartending. And he was working at a bar called the Brickskeller, which was on 21st and P in DuPont Circle. It's not there anymore, but this was America's first beer bar. This opened in 1957 in DC with 40 different beers in bottle and can, which is crazy back then. They were working with the embassies who were direct importing beers and going and buying cases off them. And so it's a really cool thing. So by the time I get there in 2004, there's 2,000 beers on the menu. And I love beer, more from the guest side, the intoxicating side. But I saw an opportunity to kind of study beer and to kind of profess beer in the way that I was doing books before. And so I dove in. I loved it. And then I met a guy named Michael Babin, who is one of the best people on earth. He's my partner in Neighborhood Restaurant Group. He had started Neighborhood Restaurant Group in 1997. He had, I think, 4 places at the time. And in 2006, I joined up with him to run a place called Rustico in Alexandria, which is still going strong. It's going to do 20 years next year. That was our first beer place. But this is the best part of the story. So we had this a parking lot in back. In 2007, we started doing something called Oktoberfest party. And probably in 2007, we had 800 people. 2008, 1,200 people. And this wasn't even ticketed. It was just like, a la carte, come on, come all. By the time we get to 2011, 4,000 people showed up. Which is crazy. And they just like spilled out in the streets and on people's lawns. And like the city of Alexandria asked us not to do that again. So at that point, we were like, okay, we've outgrown this space. Like, what are we going to do next? And it just so happened that we were building Blue Jacket, our DC brewery in Navy Yard near Nats Park and in DC. And back then there was nothing around Navy Yard. Like there was like all this open fields and stuff. So we decided to move Oktoberfest into Navy Yard. Michael came up with this idea to call it Snallygaster because it's like a monstrous beer fest. There's like so many beers. But the legend goes, most likely apocryphal, is that like, there was this like kind of like dragon bird creature that used to like terrorize people in Western Maryland or something called the Snallygaster. It was like our version of a Bigfoot, And so we were like, all right, let's call it Snallygaster. And so we did it in 2012 was the first year. And it was in this, right on the water on the Anacostia Navy Yard, which is now a parking lot and an apartment building. But back then it was wide open. We did it there. And then we did it in some parking lots adjacent to Nats Park for a number of years. And then finally, I think in 2018, we convinced the city to let us move it to our permanent home, which is on Pennsylvania Avenue. So it was fun. It's cool to evolve it like that. It wasn't always this big, huge thing. It was like started small and we've kind of grown it a lot.
I don't know. 800 sound big.
I was about to say. I was going to say that's no small feat. But
and now
get
it's
from 800 to the 800 to 8,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. Whoa.
It's amazing. I mean, it's so much fun, and we do it in October, early October every year for a reason that the weather is typically good. Although a couple of years ago it rained. Last year it was beautiful. This year it looks like it's going to be beautiful. I mean, as you guys know, it's like it's kind of a picture perfect weekend in DC. And the other thing that's so cool is that like. We have a lot of friends in the industry. You mentioned Church Key is our big beer bar on 14th Street. We opened that 2009. We've got the Sovereign, which is our Belgian beer place down in Georgetown. We opened that in 2016. We have a lot of different beer spots, and so we know a lot of these brewers, and they all come to the festival. So like you're gonna run in. There's a great brewery out of Esquelbec in northern France called Thierry, and they're not just sending beer to the festival. Clara Thierry, who's like the heir apparent to Daniel Thierry's brewery, her father, she's going to be here. So like usually we walk around, it's like meeting just random folks from all over the world. I mean, we have the brewers from Pojala in Estonia coming, and Arpus out of Riga in Latvia. They're going to be there. Young Master from Hong Kong is going to be there. I mean, like it's pretty remarkable.
Somebody coming from Hong Kong.
I don't even know. Okay.
I'm always curious to know, like, how does it like come together? Like, how do we decide, like, oh, we want somebody from Hong Kong? Like, how do you decide, I guess, the beer menu for the day? Like, how does that even?
That is a good question.
You said it's 400, over 400 beers.
Yeah, 450. So we'll start with where it starts is like, there's a roster of breweries that we are obsessed with. We're best friends with. We love. They're going to be there every year, right? Hill Farmstead, Cantillon, Dre Fontaine, Monkish, Trillium, The Vale. You know what I mean? Like there's these ones that are there, and that's a lot of it. But the hard part is that like we like to rotate in and out because we want to show people new stuff, right? I mean, it's one of the reasons you come to this festival is like maybe you're going to taste a beer you never had before.
Right.
So of those 175 brewers, we typically bring in like 30 to 35 new brewers every year. And that's the hardest part of this whole thing because that means that 30 to 35 brewers can't come back. And some of it's based on like if they just say, no, we can't make it this year, money's tight or whatever, like that helps. But we have to make some tough decisions. And I think a lot of times it's hard for the local beer scene, in DC, because I think a lot of the local brewers are like, why aren't we at Snallygaster every year? And it's hard because this is really an international beer fest. Like we want to make room for people to come from Hong Kong in France and Latvia and in the Baltics and stuff like that. So it is hard. But it's a process that myself and Tim and Bruno are working on. Actually the day after Snallygaster, we start going and
so it's nonstop.
Right.
Yeah,
but I can imagine that still, like, even if you're not at the actual festival itself, I feel like because there's so many people coming into the city, some of those breweries still have to benefit from the festival being there, because the festival.
Oh yeah, exactly.
People come for the whole weekend or whatever. They gotta go somewhere. So.
Yeah, they're gonna get. Yeah, exactly. You're totally right. Like the local breweries do very well because there's stuff, and we do a bunch of events at our spots too. And then and that's the cool thing is like a lot of these brewers, if they're going to ship us beer, they ship extra beer because we have to make it worthwhile on freight costs and everything else. And so they ship enough in, and then there's like ancillary events that happen throughout the city as well, which is fun.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope.
I have a question. With over 450 beers, this being my first time, I'm not going to get 450 pours in.
Mostly likely not.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, absolutely.
I'll try.
Nah, I don't want you to try. I don't even want to see you try. I don't want anybody listening to try. Anybody who's not listening, don't try. But what would you suggest? Where would you suggest that I start? How do I maneuver my way through? Because I'm not going to even probably get to 50.
You feel like you handbook, huh?
Like what's the manual to navigate my way to get to that? Because like you said, you want to try to taste a beer you never had before, or you want to get that brewery or talk to that brewer. Like I don't know, Rob, did you know that there was a lady from France there last year? Did you know the Hong Kong guy was there? Like how do you understand what I'm saying, Greg?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For sure. And so here's the thing. I said, so the good news is, and to your point, like I've noticed that a lot of festivals don't release like the beer list anymore a lot. They're kind of like, here are the brewers, and you just kind of show up and get what you want. Like we're old school, like back when people used to be like, I want to know exactly what I can drink that day. So the Monday before the festival, so whatever that is, like the 4th, I guess. No. The 6th.
The 6th.
On Monday the 6th, we'll already started to announce some of the beers like the week before, actually. But the week before that in September, late September, we'll start announcing all the beers each day. But as of the 6th, there will be an editable Excel doc online that you can get at and you can download and you can like look at it. You know what I mean? So you'll know exactly who's pouring what, and we provide the map early too, so you can see where it is. Right?
Oh yeah, so you can.
So I can knock out my 20 pours real.
Yeah, exactly. Say like like I want to make sure, and then you start to think about the rarity game too. It's like if you want to get for the first time ever, we got Brew Host to come. This is a really cool brewery from Oregon that makes super scarce stouts and sours and things like that. So if there might be a line, but you might want to hit that up, or Fidens or Bottle Logic, something like that. So yeah, you can get a little map going of like how you want to proceed, and that's always fun. But I think the best Snallygaster experiences are I think when you have a plan, and about halfway through, especially because you had a few beers, you just go off the rails, and just start like just hanging out and like so you don't want to be too strict on yourself, about it. But it's good to get started. And then, because that's the other thing is so many thousands of people here, you're going to run into somebody going to be your best friend. And they're going to be like, you got to try this. Let's go hang out here.
Next thing you only have 6 beers because you've been talking to somebody.
Right.
Best case scenario. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is a singular experience. And, I think we do a good job of like making sure people have a good time there as well. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, because Rob's the only one that's been out of the three of us. Rob went by himself. It was last year.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, I went last year. Ill Will had a long line. I didn't even I couldn't stand it.
Of course, Ill Will always got a long line. They're like long everywhere they go.
That's the sweet creamy beers, right?
Yeah.
But it's because they got those special, like those one-off beers that you
can't. I'm making a s'mores beer, and I'm gonna light it on fire in front of you. Yeah, I'm gonna toast these marshmallows.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm thinking like I wonder if anybody, because if it's a lot of breweries, right? I haven't heard of all the breweries, so I'm thinking like, I wonder if anybody actually looks at that list and then looks up the brewery to determine whether, hey, I might try this place or whatever.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it's like a range of people, like first time beer festival goers, people who don't drink beer because it's not alcohol. What did he say? Opportunities available for people. Yeah. And then there's definitely beer snobs and cicerones walking through. You know what I mean? So everybody, there's something for everybody as far as if you like beer that day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, and you're right. Like, I mean, the list is esoteric. I mean, there's a lot of some people like, who is this? What's this? And that's the point, right? Like, we want people to come. And you mentioned curation earlier. Like, it's like, like, come. If you don't recognize these brands, trust us that they're amazing. Like, that's the biggest. If you put your trust in us, that we're going to bring you some stuff. If you've never had it, it's going to be worth your time. But then there's also just like a bunch of stuff that you might recognize. Like Snallygaster. They're the Sierra Nevada, like these the most amazing breweries in the country. They're going to be there. They're going to be pouring great beers. I think in the intro, I saw my buddy Elliot Johnson. So he'll be there. I guarantee you that. He's going to be pouring beers and stuff like that. So I also saw Kenny Gould, my buddy, in your intro. Yeah, it's funny. He was coming. I was like, I know that person.
That's all right.
That's cool that you're gonna do that. Looking at this.
And look, we talking about updating it.
It was pretty cool for sure. So
it's a lot of people you meet in this industry.
And then you realize that they know it's like 2-3 degrees of separation. I would say it's not
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah,
but it is. I mean, I know it's trite to say this now, and everybody said it, but it really is about the people. I mean, at the end of the day, the people that are involved with craft beer, for the most part, are just they're great. They're great people, and that's why you guys do this show. That's what I do. It's just like getting an opportunity, and that's why it's the best weekend for us. I mean, it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of work, but hundreds of our buddies from all over the place take the time, the effort, and the money to travel here to hang out with us for a weekend, and it's just incredible. I mean, we do like a pre-party with the brewers and the post-party, and if you guys come down, we can connect afterwards. I'll make sure that we get you in to the parties and stuff like that too.
Right. See, that's what I'm talking about, Greg.
Like parties.
like parties.
Yeah.
So Greg, at some beer fests they do one-off beers. Some beer fests bring their best. Do y'all have do you guys know which? I said y'all know who's coming, but how much of those are one-offs versus this is our classic, this is what we have at the brewery type of beers?
That's a great question because, on the one hand, obviously we want the rare from everybody, like the stuff that people want to line up for. But we also don't want to have 450 pastry stouts. Like that's nobody wants that, So it's like it's about a balance. And the cool thing now is I think that certain breweries focus on certain things, right? So like for instance, there's a great brewery from Philadelphia called Human Robot.
I love Human Robot.
Yeah, that's our people.
Amazing. Yeah. And they make lager. So I know we're not going to be like, hey, bring an imperial stout. Like we just want them to bring great lager, and that's covered, And same with a lot of these international breweries, like they make what they make. But then we're going to go to Monkish, and obviously we want them to have like a hazy triple IPA, right? So it kind of falls into place. We tell the brewers like, send us like what you love. What do you want to pour? What do you want people to be excited about? And a lot of times it's not the rarest thing they have, and we trust the brewers. We're like, no, I mean, because again, they're there pouring the beer. So if you go up and you expect a super rare beer from a brewery and they don't have that, I guarantee there's a reason why they have something else, and they're going to spin that narrative for you.
Yeah,
and make and that's what it's about, and make that beer even more memorable than the rare, untapped, high score beer it may have been otherwise.
Right. I like going to beer fest and getting the beer that's natural to the brewery, because if I ever get to make it to your hometown and get to your brewery, that's what I want. Like Ecto Cooler beer is great, but I'm not gonna get there. I'm not gonna get that when I get to New Mexico. I was so upset about that.
I mean, there might be like a brewery that does specialize in that, and then great.
Yeah, right, right. Exactly. That's what I mean. That's if you
go to Human
specialize
Robot, you want Human Robot beer.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, like you said, if Human Robot's pouring a pastry stout at your beer fest, that's not who they are. So it's like, what are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So
I'm always not curious, but when did people start coming in costume? Like, when did that start and why?
Wait, people come in costume?
Yeah, some people come in costume.
It's okay. So I think part of it comes from Oktoberfest, right? You know, like it's in that season, you know, so they get some people getting in the later hosen and the dirndls and things like that. So I think there's a bit of costume cosplay that happens in the fall already. Right. Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, right. Cool. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The name of my beer festival is a monster.
But
I can wear my costume twice. I can wear my costume twice.
But to your point, that I don't know why some people dress up. And then, but it's cool because they do it. They get attention for it, positive attention. Then they do it every year, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Part of the tradition, you know, which is fun, for sure. Although I tell you, global warming or whatever it is, it's like. Typically, it's a bit of a warm day, you know, like the sun's coming down. So,
have you acknowledged? Go ahead, Yoda.
I was thinking about October. It's hard to tell what the weather's going.
You never know. You never know because Halloween, it may be raining. You may have gloves on, or you can have shorts on, or you can have shorts on.
Last year I had on shorts.
Last year was shorts, and 2 years ago, it rained. It was drizzling.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're hoping for that. We're hoping for the shorts weather.
Yeah. Have you embraced the costume people and given them like a best costume award or?
No, we haven't done that yet. But we take pictures of them and we use them on social media. They love that. But it's fun. And in fact, we have a bunch of Oktoberfest events starting this Saturday at some of our restaurants because, Oktoberfest in Germany is always it starts 2 weeks before the first Sunday in October. So that's this Saturday, September 20th.
Right.
And so we have some of the stuff coming. And in an effort to kind of, differentiate, because everybody does Oktoberfest now, we've come up with different kind of games and things like that we can do to make it more fun. And like dog and human costume contest has become like a thing now. So I'll take some pictures and report back to see when people
some poor
show up. But I don't know. Like I had to think about this too because we're all the same age. Like when I was a kid, my parents did not dress up for Halloween, and now
you know what?
You know what I mean? Like now, adults dress up.
Our parents were hard. They grew up hard. And we watched Saturday morning cartoons. Why wouldn't we want to be He-Man when we grew up? Like I'm definitely I want to be G.I. Joe forever.
Adults go crazy with
but that's the thing like we grew up, we're the adults now,
right?
We grew up, it was Saturday, we grew up watching Saturday morning cartoons, and it's like I'm going to be a Transformer when I'm 13, when I'm 33, when I'm 43. Like I'm always going to be Optimus Prime. That's who I am. Like I am Batman. But they didn't have they had the comic books, but not necessarily the cartoons or the actual
it wasn't part of the culture.
No.
I think it's also a shift of. I think it's also a shift because people have kids later in life, so now they can be the kid longer in life as well. So
that's a good point. For sure.
Yeah, they definitely live in vicarious. And then you start throwing parties for the adults, and you start making the sexy maid costumes for the women, and the cop costumes for the dudes with their chest hairs showing, shit like that.
I don't even see that as much as I see like goofy costumes on people now.
But I see, remember the Halloween loop in Wilmington? Oh yeah, used to see all the nakeds running around, men and women. It was just ridiculous. What costume do you have on? He was like, they call me Chesty. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know you said you have entertainment at this year's festival. Have you made the announcement like who was performing or the DJs? Like, do you have the list of entertainment that's happening this year as well?
Yeah, so we haven't announced it quite yet, but I can tell you what it is. I mean, so every year now, and this is an interesting thing about like a festival. It's like I love traditions and I love like sticking with the people that we love. So in some ways the music doesn't change all that much because like we're committed to like local bands and some legends that I love and I want to keep coming back. So every year Snallygaster is headlined by Trouble Funk, which is like a huge go-go band, probably the most famous go-go band from DC. So they play last on the main stage. They throw a great show. It's a party. And by that time, everybody's like,
yeah.
You know, yeah,
I remember hearing it, but I don't. That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. They headline, yeah, and so that's good. But and then we have another band called the Pie Tasters, which are like a soul ska band. They play right before show, so they're back. And then we have a couple of indie bands from DC, Smashing Times and Massey. They're going to play as well. So that's cool. And then in between the bands, we have DJs. And some old friends of ours, DJ Analyze and DJ Honcho, they always play hip hop at the both entrances because there's two entrances because they're so big. They play hip hop, starting at like 9 a.m. So those people are like lining up, and then the VIPs come in at noon. GA comes in at 2. They're playing.
Stop. Hold on, Greg.
People line up at 9 a.m. and it starts at 12.
That starts at 12.
Yeah.
And what
what
time is general admission?
2.
So people line up at 9 for the 2 o'clock.
No, for the 12. Yeah, it's the VIP
Okay.
people. They want. Yeah, because the VIPs get in 2 hours early, so they get extra early access to all the rare stuff, and we run through some of that stuff. So like. Yeah, it's amazing.
So another question: by 2 o'clock, you may not get some stuff.
Right. Yeah, and that's the point of getting VIP. Although I'll be honest with you, like we have so much cool and unique gear now that a lot of it lasts to 2, which is cool. And but it's great because there's just certain hardcore people that line up, and then when the gates open at noon, they take off running.
Yeah, because they got the Excel sheet. They got the Excel sheet with their map.
They know exactly where they're going.
Absolutely.
And now we have it perfect now. We have it perfect now. We don't make these mistakes, but we've learned a lot over the years. And one year there was a mistake with like the map versus where a couple of the rare beers got placed. And oh man, we heard about it from these guys. They were like, we ran to the wrong spot. It's like, but we fixed that now. So now you can trust the map, trust the beer list. We're good.
Imagine running over to a spot that you had mapped. No, you like.
And you're like, and the line is not as long. You're like, wow, this is easy to get up to the front. It can happen.
I don't even like this style of beer.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks.
Now I know it's called Snallygaster, but it's also like it's broken up into like individual, I guess, regions. I guess so. What are the significance behind the names? I guess of the different sections. Like
Yeah. So we basically name like each zone. So again, to like help people plan like where they're going to go on the map. Each zone is named after a different like monster from, books and film and stuff like that. So there's like Mothra, Gargoyle. We use a couple of the names for like the tickets, Kraken and Basilisk and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really just coming from classic movie monster lore.
I love that.
And we did that from the beginning, when we started Snallygaster in 2012, and so that it stuck with us the whole time.
Dope.
Huh. It's still fascinating. That just started from an Oktoberfest like event to this big beer festival. That's pretty cool.
So wait, I don't know if you said this, but what did you do before this? I know you told us about you going to school, but what did you actually do prior to?
Nothing. I mean, that was so basically like I left grad school and then I started
saying like that. Nothing. I was just
existing. I was just walking around B Street.
I did.
I got the B Street.
I was at exactly. I was in grad school, like with student loans and everything else, like going to school full time, and then I wasn't, and then I was bartending at the Brick Skeller. That place that I mentioned was like the original beer bar in America.
Why did they close?
2 years. They kind of ran their course. I mean, it opened in '57. They actually sold the building because it's also a hotel upstairs. They sold the building in 2011, so it actually continues on as something called the Beer Baron. It's more of a comedy club than anything now. And it's not the same as it used to be. Yeah, I mean, I think they just kind of ran out of steam. The people that were running it were getting older and didn't really want to change with the times. I mean, like when I first worked there in 2004, there was no Yelp. There was no like beer advocate. There was no rate beer. Like there was, it was a totally different time. And so I think some places adjusted with the times and other ones just kind of cashed out,
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I can see how that happened. But that
sounds it's always weird. You always think people just like don't always want to stay open. You know what I mean? You never really think like a bar that's been established and open so long wouldn't just want to change with the times. They're just like, nah, give me the money. We got it.
I have noticed a lot of
we're going on vacation.
I've noticed a lot of businesses that I know that closed, and a lot of people, the people get older that owned it, and then they try to pass it down to the younger.
Yeah,
maybe the youngest.
That's actually
like, I don't want to do that.
That's actually Yoda. That's actually a thing. Like people are buying businesses from people who are retiring because their kids don't want it.
Right. Yeah.
I can just coming in like, yo, I'll buy your laundromat. You don't want, the kids don't want it. I'll take it.
And I'll tell you, that's the thing that's actually been happening in the beer industry for forever, for hundreds of years, if not longer. Like, just because like a family has run a brewery for that long doesn't mean that your kids want to do it. Right. And so if they don't want to, sometimes a brewery just closes because they're like, there was no succession plan. Which is it's kind of wild because I think a lot of us would be like, I would take it.
Right.
Like if I were your kid, I would do it, but to each their own,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to ask. So with all these beers and you being a beer drinker, what's your favorite beer style?
So that's an impossible question, but one that I'm happy to answer because it goes all over the map. I mean, I love literally all styles of beer, but there's a time and a place for everything. So I would say this is something I'm very excited about. Germany is known for making lager beer. People love German beers, everything else, especially in Bavaria, right? But there is a region in northern Bavaria, like north of Munich towards Nuremberg, called Franconia, which is like a rustic, old, like farm region in Germany. And they have the most breweries per capita because every town has like 3 little tiny breweries. And they all are just like old school. These are places where they do hand it down generation by generation. They make rustic lagers, basically unfiltered, unpasteurized, delicious, crisp, refreshing lager beer. Sometimes they make smoked beer. And it's one of my favorite places for beer in the world. So luckily, I have a really close friend. His name is Sebastian Sauer, and he's German. He's from the Köln, around Cologne. And he has a great brewery called Freigeist, which he'll be at the festival with his beer. But he's also friends with everybody in Europe. So he was able to hook me up with some of my now favorite small producers of lager beer in Franconia and ship those beers over for Snallygaster.
Nice.
And these are like breweries called Munksumbacher, Gries, Knoblauch, Spezial. Breweries that like you would have to, besides Snallygaster, you'd have to go there and drink.
Yeah.
And send them to us. A lot of them are in these things. They're like gravity kegs. They're tiny, like rubber-clad kegs. Super fresh. We tap them, and when they're gone, they're gone. So that's what I'm most excited by because it's just like
Yeah, that's way beyond my palate.
I don't even know if I'm worthy. Am I supposed to drink something? Oh man!
Well, I cannot wait until you guys are here. I'm just gonna be like, right this way, gentlemen. Like we're drinking together.
Yeah, let me walk around with you all day, Greg. Greg, you got two black best friends when you three black best friends on October the 11th. We be there at 10:38.
Crazy.
That's right.
That sounds great. I'm like, that's very interesting.
Well,
like,
make it. Look, since we your best friends too, make it so we don't gotta wait in line.
We can do that too. We'll talk offline. I think I'm gonna make this.
Can you find sit on the helicopter or something?
Right. Just chopper us in.
We'll make it enjoyable. I promise.
I do have another question for you though, Greg. This is about you professionally. you seem to have a lot of different hands and like irons in the fire.
Yeah.
How many different businesses do you own? Do you own all of your businesses in the DC Alexandria area, or are you nationwide, international?
Yeah, no, it's mostly DC, Maryland, Virginia, and then we have a few down in New Orleans.
Okay, yeah, you did say
we had a couple in New York that we opened, unfortunately, right before the pandemic, and we did the best we could, and then eventually they closed a couple of years back, which is unfortunate because they were amazing.
And are they all breweries and bars?
Yeah, well, not breweries in New York, but they were a beer bar called the Grand Delancey. It was in the Lower East Side in the basement of a food hall. It's fantastic. And a pizza place called Slice Joint, which is amazing. And actually, that location still survives. We have another one in DC in the Roost, which is our food hall. But yeah, I'm very lucky to work with my partners on running all these places. But yeah, and we're always looking at new stuff. In fact, we're looking at most likely opening a new place in Philadelphia in the Northern Liberties neighborhood probably next year. It'll be a beer bar concept and a little bit of food hall kind of thing. So yeah, keep an eye on that.
Is Greg, that's the main thing though, beer bar, food, beer bar and food type of places that
I know we do everything. I mean, like we have 2 breweries and we have like 3 or 4 beer bars, but we also have like chef driven restaurants. You know, we have red sauce Italian restaurants, we have Mediterranean restaurants, we have a classic French bistro, we have a butcher shop, we have a wine shop, we have a bakery. I mean, kind of like to a like not inefficient or profitable manner. We do everything. You know what I mean? Because I think about that. So I'm like, you know, people do like, somebody said like, I'm going to do 5 guys. And they did that one thing.
Right.
Burgers, fries,
and rinse and repeat.
And peanuts. Yeah, on the floor. And that's it. And they made a lot of money. We can't get out of our way. We do this because we're passionate about like new experiences and hospitality and like that's what makes it fun.
Different things. Yeah, that's good.
Well, and speaking of that, because of that, like, do you tend to, like, if you're like in one of the establishments, do you tend to like try to push people to say, hey, craft beer does pair well with food as well? Like sometimes people don't think how well craft beer pairs with food. Is that some of the things that y'all introduce in some of the establishments as well?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, we've been doing beer and food pairing since 2006 at our restaurants, and we love it. I mean, I think it had a kind of a high water mark probably in like 2012 through 15, and nowadays people don't think about beer and food pairing as much as they may have done before. You know, Garrett Oliver, who's a good friend of mine, and it's like my mentor in the business, wrote the book on beer and food pairing back in 2003, I think it was now. Called the Brewmaster's Table. So I learned a lot from him. And yeah, we push beer and food pairings quite a bit. In fact, on Thursday, so 2 nights from now, we have a big dinner we're doing with Trillium Brewing Company out of Boston, Massachusetts. JC Chetro, who's the owner, is going to be down. And we're doing a beer and food pairing at one of our restaurants called Mallard, which is a great Southern restaurant when he gets here. So yeah, we're into that for sure.
Nice. Yeah, one more question, but I forgot what it was now.
Wait, so at the festival, is there food at the festival?
Oh yeah. There's like 30 food vendors. A lot of food trucks because that's in and out. It's easy, but then some local stuff too. There's a great butcher concept called Soko Butcher from Tacoma Park in Maryland that comes and they make amazing sandwiches. But yeah, there's really, really cool food throughout the festival as well.
Sandwiches,
all those breweries, you need all that beer. You need some food.
Yeah, exactly.
So besides the festival, like I guess during Snallygaster week, is there other events that you all throw that throughout the week that gets people started? Like what are those?
Yeah, so we haven't announced them yet, and my team are still working on them. But like basically, we start on Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Snally Saturday, and then we take Sunday off because it's like too much. But every year, I don't know if you guys know this brewery from upstate New York, from where I'm from. I'm from Schenectady, New York, but this brewery from Albany, New York, it's called Fiden's Brewing Company. They make some of the best hazy IPA in the world. They do a can drop with us the Monday after Snallygaster. Like they come down for the event, and then so we basically got a week of events around it at places like Church Key, at the Sovereign, at Shelter, which is our low alcohol beer bar, and throughout DC. And then, like we mentioned earlier, a lot of the other breweries and stuff, whether they're in Snally or not, are hosting events just based on all the people that are coming to town.
That sounds like a great time.
It does. It sounds like a good visit to DC. I mean, DC is always nice to visit anyway, but that sounds like that gives a good reason.
Yeah.
Good friend. Yep.
Sure.
All right. Any more questions for Greg?
Not because we would be here all day if we keep asking questions.
He do
he got a lot on his plate.
He got a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. What's the best? Never mind. I don't know how to even ask that question. What's the best food wise in your establishments? What's the best meal that you've eaten
at all of my restaurants?
Just one.
I know that's a tough. I'm going to get in trouble if I answer that.
Never mind.
We make. I mean, we have dozens of amazing chefs, so we just kind of do everything. So I don't know, but like, yeah, it's. I might have to like.
I'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. You got dozens of chefs, and everything's excellent.
But listen, you guys. I do want to make sure I say this here again. Come down to Snally. We'll connect offline, but you come down at least by Friday, so you can come to the pre-party. We do Snally on Saturday, then we have a post-party after. We want to have you guys come in for that. It'd be fun.
Okay.
Appreciate.
I did have another question. My other question is, with all the things that's going on in DC, do you feel like that there's that will cause any issues? Because things have changed drastically from last year to this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's terrible. It's awful. What's been going on here, to be honest with you, and especially, good people just trying to get to work in the morning just to make ends meet, raise their kids, have a life, are threatened for no reason. So that's awful. But I don't believe that this is going to affect us in any way. I think we've reserved this space for years and years. There's lots of security already there. I really don't foresee it affecting the event. It's just not really the part of town where a lot of this crazy stuff is happening. But I would be remiss in not saying that it's been extremely and unnecessarily disruptive to good people just trying to live their lives. So
yeah. I do have one more question. I do have one more. How long does it take to say, hey, I want to go on Pennsylvania Avenue and schedule section off 4 blocks? Is that like a year's process? Is that a 5-year? Yeah, like y'all just the whole way?
As I understand it, so like I said, we started with the Oktoberfest outside of Rustico in Alexandria in 2007. We did that for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They said no mas. Then we went into the city in 12, and I believe it was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We were like in parking lots around Nats Park. And the whole time we were trying to get the state. So like it took years for them to be like, yes. And we had to have a proof of concept. They had to trust us that we could operate, because that's the thing. It's like 8,000 people in 4 city blocks with the capital building. Like you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And Absolutely. We have an amazing team. Like our ops director, Steph Holland, does an incredible job. Laura Bryn Newhoff, who's also on our team, she does an incredible job. Like you wouldn't believe it. It's so crazy because the other thing is like we can't get onto the site until 8 o'clock the night before. Because like they have to close off these streets in the nation's capital. So 8 o'clock the night before we jump in there, and then we cage the whole thing. It's like fencing everything in, and then all the tents go up, and then it is wild. And our team works through the night to be ready at noon the next day.
Right. I really do like the uniformity too, because since it is like it's all like the same like thing. It's kind of cool where you can actually just see everybody kind of have their own booth, but it's also still kind of uniform. So that's cool too. Yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I want to see that. That sounds Somebody should record the setup, though. To be honest, I would like to see the whole set, like
a time lapse.
Yeah, like a time lapse setup.
Yeah, we've done that in the past, and this year, I always say we gotta do it again this year because sometimes we can get up in the buildings like around and like see, and so you see this thing like kind of come together, and like it's wild.
Yeah.
And then it ends at 6 p.m. and then we have to break that all down, like before the morning.
Before the morning, right?
Yeah, before church start, you gotta be
exactly. Yeah.
Gotta make sure them people get to church in the morning.
That is crazy.
All right. Well, it's definitely not off topic, not off flavor, but it's definitely off topic. So, if we were digging into your music collection right now, what is the top 3 things you're listening to?
Oh man, I don't know. So, Pulp. I don't know if you guys know this band called Pulp. They're an indie Britpop band from like the late 80s, early 90s, and they just came on tour at the Anthem down in DC. I just saw them the other night. They're amazing. I've loved them for many years. I also love Oasis, but I did not. I have a kid and could not come up with a reason to spend $1,000 on tickets to go see them. So that was around. But yeah, so those are two the bands that I've been listening to a lot recently. Yeah.
All right.
Blame it on the kid.
It's so easy to do that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
All right. Any more questions for Greg?
Nah, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Once again, we want to thank Greg Engert for coming on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Make sure you get some rest on the 13th.
That's right. Yeah. And I'll see you guys in a few weeks, man. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. Before we go, we always like to know how people can find you on the World Wide Webs, how they can know more about Snallygaster because I know some of the tickets are sold out. So if they want to come next year, like how can they find out about the events?
I mean, VIP is sold out, but we have plenty of general admission tickets left.
Okay.
So please come snallygasterdc.com. $75 for 2 to 6 p.m., 4 hours of unlimited taste of 175 brewers pouring 450 beers plus wine, spirits, cocktails, NA opportunities. Like I know you guys like to say that. Great food, great music. It's an amazing day, and all of it goes to benefit Arcadia Center for Sustainable Food and Agriculture, which does great stuff with the local food communities. So check us out, and you'll have a blast. I promise.
Absolutely. All right, yo.
You can find me on Instagram at IM302YODA.
Hello.
That was enthusiastic. You were really enthusiastic about that. My name is Lou Belgium. I'm on the Instagrams.
You can find Bruising Banter Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Bruising Banter Podcast. You can go to www.bruisingbanter.com if you want to get merch like this or like Yo got it. And if you want to listen to the podcast, you can go to Apple Podcasts. Anyway, you listen to podcasts, you can even say Alexa play Bruising Banter Podcast. And remember to check us out on YouTube. Smash that like button. If you want to follow me, Rob J. Bruising, there it is. Bing, 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 bing. This has been another episode of Bruising Banter Podcast. Until next time.
Till next time,
everyone. Don't be interrupting my have a good week, everyone. What are you doing?
All right.
Rerun it.
All right, stopped.